Okay, so if you watched my last video from Hubbard's, I mentioned that I was going to be getting some boots in that I plan on using this boot oil on. These are those boots. And I wasn't planning on doing really a video for these boots because it's not necessarily necessary, but hang on. Alright, sorry, I had to unwrap those. My knife wouldn't cooperate. Okay, so you may recognize these. Well, I wouldn't say these, but recognize this box and the look of what I'm about to show you from one of my past videos. So, I did a video recently that's up that you can go back and look at about some boots from Carolina Boots. Carolina has been having a huge sale on some of their older boots, I'm assuming, because they don't advertise it and all that, so I'm assuming it's a closeout sale because none of their pages post it as a sale. The sale's been going off and on for a few months. But I got a pair of these boots in black, and I love them. They've been helping out my feet a lot. They're very comfortable. And I just so happened to be looking, and they have the exact same pair in brown or tan, and the sale's back on. And I'm like, well, for 90 bucks, you're getting a $200 pair of boots, free shipping. I'm gonna get the tan, so I got the tan. And I figured, since, you know, maybe you're like me, because I said in the last video, the way their boots look in the pictures, these particular boots, they almost look like they have like a weird heel to them. So I was kind of sort of hesitant in buying them originally. And then once I got them in, I was like, okay, so they just look like any other mock toe boot. The picture just looks weird. So I took that information and just decided too that I would make a second video in case you were looking at the tan ones and were like, well, what do they look like? So, your regular everyday mock toe boot, like your Thorogoods, your Red Wings, whatever. I will say, to me, these do look a tad lighter than the Thorogood brown. I mean, they might look more tan in the picture, but in real life, they look more like a reddish brown. They don't look as light as I was expecting, if that makes sense. Still nice boots. Like I said in the past video, they have like that weird, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It looks like it has more of an arch. It's kind of like that, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to explain. If you go to look, I'll try and post a link to these in this. I posted a link in the description of the black ones in the last video. But if you go to that link, it's the same boots. All you got to do is go scroll down and just click a different color in the same link. But yeah, $90 shipped, free ship from the Carolina website. Last time I looked, this color was going fast. Everything all the way up to a 10 was already sold out, and then from like 11 to maybe 13 or 14 was still available. So I went ahead and grabbed these because I was like, I don't want to risk not getting them. Like I said, I'm going to assume it's a closeout sale because they've been coming out with a lot more mock toe options recently, and these are the only ones that have been on a ridiculously big sale. So I'm going to assume they're getting rid of them and that's it. But the reason that I like them, they got the welt. They've got the, I forget what it's called, like the polyurethane bottom that's all one piece instead of like some other companies where it's just a little sliver. It's all one piece, so you know it's the same sole that you would get on a pair of Thorogoods. It's not the cheap crappy foam sole that you get on some other brands. But yeah, they're welted, electrical hazard rated. Watch my other video if you want a more in-depth thing, because I wasn't really trying to make an entire video on these boots because I basically already did that video. The only difference is these are just a different color. So yeah, yeah, nice looking pair of boots. Just like I said, they're a little bit darker than I was expecting, but I really don't care, honestly and truthfully. I just like this style boot. I was having some foot problems and ankle problems. My doctor actually basically prescribed a pair of boots like this. And I've been wearing the other ones, and all the issues that I was having went away. And I just kind of took that thought as, well, if I'm going to have to start wearing these types of boots, I'd rather get another pair while I can afford them than wait until the boots that I have are tore up and I have to spend $200, $250 on a new pair, when I could just go ahead and get a backup now for like a third of the price. You know what I mean? Especially if it's going to be a closeout sale. So, yep. This is the tan ones from Carolina Boots. Smell really good. Smell like a boot store. Bunch of leather. Oil resistant, slip resistant. For all the people that want to see. But yeah, nice, thick. All thick, one piece, no foam. Polyurethane sole. I do believe you can have these resoled since they are a Goodyear welt. So, yeah. On to the next video.